Hi folks, welcome back. This is part 4 of the tutorial on how to make a little collage book, and this one is the final part. So I have my signatures and I've done quite a bit of work, almost finished, not quite, and you can see it's bulked out quite a bit. And if I put it in there, you'll see how thick the book has become. So that was 3 signatures, 4 sheets in each. So a total of 48 pages. But after that I also added little pages here and there. So that also bulked it out. So if you want to keep it thinner, you should try maybe 3 pages in 3 signatures. And that'll keep it a bit more workable. So you also see why I separated the signatures to work on, because once it gets this thick you can't really take it to the machine or anything. So at this stage I've basically done all the machine stitching I wanted to do. I don't do much actually, and we're ready to bind it. So I have also made up a cover, and this is just basically a fabric collage onto a piece of batting for quilting, and I actually removed some of the thickness of this, so it's quite a thin layer, and I just sewed on several pieces of fabric. I also stitched around the edge, which actually makes it all contract a little bit, so you have to be careful with that. I cut one of the corners just to loosen it a bit. And so we'll be sticking that onto there to form the cover of the journal. So this is what holds the signatures, and I have actually reinforced it with a thin piece of cardboard and divided it up into three signatures. So you want 3 parts on the spine. Then we're going to take each signature and undo that binding that we had done initially. And so this is my first signature, so it's going to go into this section here, and I'm just going to mark out where the holes should be. So just line it up where I want it, mark the spot for the holes in the middle of the section. And then we're just going to pierce that with an awl. Hopefully it'll work. Like so. I should have bought something to back it onto, damn it. There we go. Whatever. Then do the same with the next. This is my middle signature. I actually unbound it earlier and put on this piece of fabric as a fabric page. So that was pretty easy. Signatures are nice and tight. That's in between the signatures, so it's good. No big gap there. It's a bit of a gap there, so I might put something there later. Sometimes I don't like those gaps. But that's good. That's the last page I still have to do. First page. And nice. So I might just tie one more knot on these and then I'll cut it back. So my apologies, it seems like the camera stopped working at the end of that bit of filming, so it missed the end of putting the cover on, but there's nothing much to it. It's pretty basic. Just stick it on with double-sided tape. So this book is actually quite basic construction. There's nothing complicated. The fun is in making the images, not making some complicated book with a lot of book binding and whatnot. So that's it. The only one thing I thought was that if your double-sided tape on the spine is not very strong, that you're probably better off adding a strip of glue, a couple of strips of glue along the spine to help keep that in place. But that's my finished book. Let's see, I keep the first few pages. I just put that in to reinforce it. And it flips open quite well, even though it's quite bulky. It does sit open pretty nicely. And that's the back. I think its finish is not complicated, but quite neat. So that's all, and I'll finish off my book. I'm going to finish off a few pages I haven't done yet and add a bit of this and that to it, and I'll do a full flip through next week sometime. And if any of you have made a similar book, it would be nice if you put a link beneath in the comments, and then we can all share, because that's part of the enjoyment of it, isn't it? Sharing your work with others that like the similar things. Alright then, thanks, bye.